What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chaotic, and I'm here with a tutorial this time to show you guys how to do the fire effect in the manga Boku no Hero. Endeavor has this effect on him. Todoroki has it. Even Dabi has it. His is a bit more on the darker side than theirs, but that's neither here nor there. Just a dope effect that I've always thought was cool. Like, if you have the physical mangas, you know what I'm talking about. It doesn't really show on the scanlated versions too much, but yeah, this is the closest I could find. All of the tools that I'm going to be using are in the description below, and let's get into it. So this here is the fireball example I drew strictly for the tutorial. Don't worry about how crappy it looks. Next, you're going to want to label that fireball. Keep things in order. Labeling your layers in this is going to be super critical. Next, you're going to create a group, label that fireball tones. After that, you're going to want to highlight the outside or select the outside of the fireball layer that you just created, the example. So here we're going to be creating a silhouette for the fireball, just so that we don't have to keep selecting redoing the whole process over again of reselecting and deselecting, just to keep things simple. Label that base, and then you're going to want to create a new layer, and in this layer you're going to control and click on your base icon, the thumbnail, and it's going to select the base form, but you're still in your new layer. And your new layer, you're going to be going to filter, render, and then you're going to be making clouds. Make sure your foreground and your background colors are black and white, just to keep things simple. We're going to be playing with the levels here, Control L, and I'd like to make the black stand out more. It just creates for better contrast when you're creating the actual effect. This is going to be for the texture, so label that fireball texture. Next, you're going to create a new layer, and you're going to label this one D. It's going to be for the darkest of the tones that you're going to be using. Control, select this layer again, and then you're going to go to select color range. And what you're going to be doing is you see the select drop down menu, go to shadows. It should select all the dark spots so that you don't have to. Next, you're going to hit G for the paint bucket tool. Mine's in the gradient form right now. Switch to the paint bucket tool. Then you're going to go to patterns. You're going to go to the darkest pattern that you have for the tones. It doesn't have to be the darkest one, just one that's dark. Put it in this space. Now you have your D. Create a new layer. You're going to label this one M. So you're going to repeat this process 3 times. This one, do it for the midtones now. Pick a tone that's like towards the middle of the spectrum of your light dark ratios. Now that you have your LDM, the lights, the mediums, and the darks, you're going to create a new layer. And this one is just going to be like an overlayer for it. And you're going to pick like a mid-tone almost, like something that's slightly darker than your mid-tone. And you're going to just put it there. Be sure to highlight your base tone, your base layer, just so that it stays in the confines of the shape. Now, in this overlay layer that you just created, you're gonna be erasing a lot of the spaces so that you can see the undertone, the LDM like part of it. I just picked any random brush and just started one that had like feathered edges and like a weird rocky shape, and just something just completely organic, and just started going random with it. Now you're gonna highlight the layer of your overlay, and you're going to constrict it. So select, modify, contract, and I did it by 10, and then I feathered the edges by 5. In a new layer, don't deselect it, just in a new layer, what you're gonna be doing is label it white, and then you're gonna be in a brush. Go to a brush similar to the brush that you use for your erasing tool, and just go random with it again, just random places. This is for the actual like white area of the effect, to give the flame some contrast, making sure I get the right one. I eventually ended up going with the same exact brush I used for the erasing. Next, you're gonna select the L's, like layer select the L's, so control and then the thumbnail. Do the same thing, select, contract by 10, feather by 5, but you're gonna be in your white layer doing this, and just tap in whites, just tapping on the white, and you're gonna do that for like all the layers, all the LDM layers. Contract by 10, feather by 5. You do the feather so that you don't have any hard edges. The hard edges really takes away from the effect. Starting to look like something more. Now we're almost done here. So next, create a new layer, and you're gonna label this flares. This is gonna be like the little white specks that you see in the flame effect. Layer select your base layer, so control and then click the thumbnail, and then press B for your brush tool, and you're gonna be selecting a brush that has like something similar to what you're looking for, which is like not specks per se, like individual specks, just something like more like blobs. Adjust the sizing to what you need. I found mine, and you're just gonna go random here. Everything was random, the selection, because it changes form. It doesn't look like you're putting the same thing in different spots. It's actually like rotating and stuff. So boom, there you have it. That's the end of the tutorial. Go crazy, guys.